Alright, today I have a special video here. I had gone to the local stamp show. Turns out I guess there was one yesterday and some of these vendors set up at that, and unfortunately that kind of takes some of the best stuff away from their inventory. But if you were looking for bargain items, there are plenty of vendors that had 25-cent to $1 items. That being said, there's only about 10 dealers, but some people get stuck at a dealer's table for hours at a time. Some people don't move from there from hours. I only stayed for 3 hours. I got there just before 10 o'clock and I left around 12. Wanted to get home at some particular time. Actually, it might have been there 12:30 or so because I got home around 2 o'clock. And I could have stayed for a lot longer, but again, staying longer would mean that I would have probably bought stuff that I did not need. So let's get into what I got and the reason why I bought it. And I have piles of stuff. We'll start off with the 25-cent stuff, and a lot of these were no-brainers because these things are around anywhere between $1.50 and $3 a piece on the internet. So this one here, first day of issue from Huntsville, I think it's Houston, Texas, sorry, not Huntsville. It's just some sort of anniversary of a NASA, what do you call it, achievements, and that was really cool. That was a quarter. This is for the purchase of United States war saving bonds, little booklet there, that was a quarter, and I'll just keep on going here. 28-cent postcard here from 1983 for my Cheers project for somebody to write on. Here's a 25-cent envelope, so basically that was the same price as the stamp. I got a bunch of these in here, mixed in here. You know what this is? A first class forever stamp. So 25 cents for a 73-cent value envelope. I'll take that all day long and I'll redo that and put my address in that plastic window there. How perfect is that? Envelope that was never mailed out, or somehow it doesn't, it looks like, yeah, it was never mailed out, never sealed, so there is at least 37 plus 3 cents on there. I can redo that if there's anything inside. Some of these had stuff inside the envelopes. A lot of these vendors don't know what they have because they just don't have the time to go through it. They just kind of get a gist of what was in there. Another forever one. This is cool. It's got a hologram on here. Not super collectible here, but you would have to pay $2 or $3 online for that. So I paid only a quarter for that, and I'll probably mail that out to some NASA astronaut here. Again, another one of those. Here's a 30-cent envelope here. So all still very usable, valid postage here. There's a 31-cent stamp in there and some sort of fake little holder there, so I might peel that out and use that. We shall see. This one had some stuff inside of it. It's got 4 cents on the front of there. Whether or not I'll be able to use that or not, I don't know, but there was some other stuff in here. Let's see if I can get to it here. What do we have in here? Non-profit stamps. Looks like there's a dollar stamp on that one there, so interesting there. And again, all that was 25 cents and a bunch of used stamps that somebody saved. So those are probably going to be recycled, the used ones, unless there's some reason to keep them. And another one of these, and I think there was another return in there. You know, again, some non-profits or profit organizations. And again, this one, there was 42 cents on there, so that's really good. These are sent off to some, you know, donation type thing and never used. Another 25-center there. So again, a great savings on postage. You know, a little bit at a time helps. 30 cents. 30 cents, so those only save 5 cents. I gotta fold these up and use them. Time is money sometimes, but it makes me feel good using up 25 plus whatever that stamp is. Another, I got 2 more forevers, so that's 73 times 73 for only 50 cents. That's great. Here's another forever with a bird on it. I've got, oh shoot, I got another forever. 13-cent postcard. Again, I buy these for my Cheers project because that's 1982. Find somebody from 1982 in Cheers there. Another forever. Here's a Kennedy Space Center envelope there. And we're still on the 25-cent stuff here. And I bought like 50 items at first. There's space achievements with a block of 4 on it. We got a smaller forever, so that could be used for the inside envelope. Here's a postcard of some old woman, or some woman there. This is probably from the teens. Unfortunately, somebody ripped off the stamp there. So again, that was in the quarter pile. He had hundreds and hundreds of flower postcards, but I picked out ones that had really nice printing. Unfortunately, that was glued in an album at some point. I think same thing with this one, maybe. I'm not sure. No, yeah, this one was too. But these can be repurposed or whatever for some sort of project later on. Some sort of cactus flowers. Again, we're still at the 25 cent. There's honoring space achievements there. I got these cool ones here with cars on them. I have somebody that might get those, I'm not sure, unless I decide to keep those. Another Forever. I'm just going in order here, what I got here. And then for the sports guys out there, there was not very many sports things here, but here's a great one here. Legendary American Athlete first day cover of Jim Thorpe. So that would be very cool to get some sort of Jim Thorpe card and frame that with that. Really neat. This is, you know, usually about a $3 or $4 item online, depending on who's selling it, and maybe even more. I don't really figure it's worth more than $1, but here's a Philatelic History of the Civil War with Abraham Lincoln on it. This is a fake cancel here, but they used an old 1930s, 40s era stamp on there, and it's kind of fun there with a more modern one on there. Another one of these. My gosh, it just the pile is just huge. 100th anniversary of Oregon. These are not any valuable, but people who are not in the know really love these. Phil Morgan for sheriff, Republican candidate with credentials. Does it pick that one up? I don't know. It's from the 70s, I'm guessing. Another postcard. Some of them I might have to skip here. Here's Viking Mission to Mars. Some sort of Armed Forces Day with some type of autograph on it. It says signed $1, but I paid, you know, $1 here. Some sort of, you know, gold type stamp there with George Washington on that. If you're a history collector, that goes with any kind of display. And you know those people who think that baseball cards have a really wonderful printing these days? Look at cards from 1910. This is a postcard here with some amazing color and embossing on there. If Topps would do anything as close to that they did back in the early 20th century, then we would have a better product today. But they don't know how to print like they did in the old days. Just throw a sheen of plastic and shine on it, and there we go. Navy Day 1936. And I passed on a lot of interesting covers. Something with a poem on here, nothing special there. And here's like an old Christmas one if I choose to, but this one is kind of cool here. There's just the front of it there. And then it says Christmas Post on there. I don't think that's a real stamp there, but that's funny it's on there here. Got this from another vendor for 50 cents here. Little wild horses from Grand Canyon. They look like they're reproduction, but I think it's old from the 50s. So there's that one there. Kind of a cool one there. And just a photograph. A postcard, real photo postcard of the inside of some sort of church. Here is one of these. I could have got a whole pile of those, and those are kind of expensive on eBay. These are fun, and I could have got more of them. Again, I wasn't paying attention, but I got these two sheets here, Apollo 11 and Apollo 12, with a stamp on the bottom, two base stamps on the top. Again, those things people might charge upwards of $10 a piece. Those are 50 cents each, and I could have got another 6 more of those. I just like old mid-century era type stuff here. So here's the Parasol Restaurant and Coffee Shop with a really cool vintage sign there. Very, very kind of Jetson Space Age there. This is Joseph, the little town in heaven to us, so don't drive like hell through it. Joseph, Oregon. Very cool. I've seen that sign before. Not there, but I've seen that. This one here, I believe, is something to do with Knott's Berry Farm covered wagons. Very nice there. A long landscape postcard. This is Chicago, I believe, with Walgreens on it. You can see all of it there now. Very, very cool postcard. Not used. That was in the 50-cent pile. Some sort of Washington County Exposition wooden nickel type thing in a piece of thin wood here. I don't know how old this is, but I figured, you know, for 50 cents I will take that. Now we get to some other stuff here. These are 205-cent stamps, face $10, and I saved $1. So these are all brand new stamps. These are the excuse me. These are the ones that the post offices don't like to order. These are flowers in here because they're like coil stamps, and they don't order those. There's no way in the heck that they would even order those. So I've had to use the same exact stamp for the last 5 to 10 years. It's ridiculous. And there's some more of those. So I bought all of those. And then I got 201-cent stamps here, or no, sorry, 2-cent stamps. And these are more flowers here. Again, I like to have a nice variety here. And then these are 10-cent stamps, 210-cent stamps, face $20 and 18. So these are essentially the ones you can get through the USPS or their website. More flowers here, and that saved me a couple of dollars there. Found this in the dollar pile here. This beat up sheet of stamps here, all ripped and heck. These are all canceled on the top here. These on the bottom here seem to have most of their gum there, and and they are not canceled. So I mean, for $1 I got $1, $2, $3, $4 worth of stamps, so I saved $3 on that. Get that all used up here. From that same vendor, I got a little bag of antique photographs here. So I'll just take a quick look at here. I've got a lot more to go through. It just keeps going, and I didn't even spend all the money that I had. I don't know what this is. Some photograph of some kid. Again, I just decided to. Here's a person in some sort of old automobile from like the 20s or 30s. Some picture of a woman here, no idea what that is. And it does say on the back of this here, it says 1922, September 1922, but it looks older than that. I'm not sure that's from the 22, but it could very well be. And then here is a group of gentlemen in white sport coats and white pants, some sort of tennis trophy presentation there. It does not say what it is, but I think that's kind of neat. So that's probably the 1940s or so, maybe the early 50s. 30s to the 50s. So that was $1 for those. I'll have to research those. Now let's get into some more things here. Another bag of stuff. I went back to that first vendor, the 25-cent vendor, and bought a sheet of Eisenhower stamps. Sadly, the Eisenhower stamps have been damaged. They've been folded at some point, and they've got a rip here and a rip here, and then there's kind of like a stain or a kind of a discoloration down here, but they're all brand new. That would have been a beautiful sheet of stamps here. That was $8 for that sheet, face value. You'd be looking at $20 or more online for this particular sheet of stamps here, and so that's going to be postage. It's sad to say, but that's what it will be, because somebody wasn't careful, and they've saved that since like the early 70s or whenever those came out here. Then I bought this here, some sort of check stub or whatever, receipt to the Light Heat and Power Company of 1897. So I don't know what that was, some sort of power bill that got paid, and that was $1. Then we have more postcards here. Come up and see my little Fanny sometime. We have this one that says our food untouched by human hands, and there's some sort of gorilla that's handling the food. And we have this one here. It says the mail is late. And M-A-L-E, the mail is late. Again, these are super old postcards. Some of them were new and some of them were used. Then we have this one here. It says, "Ain't it the truth, lady? You can't tell a book by its cover." There's a bunch of magazines on the floor. I don't really know what's going on. There's something naughty. Lady shoe department. And then we have this one. "All right, boss, tell her, didn't you send me to Miss Jones' room to pick up her skirt?" I don't know what that is. What a mad lady there. I don't know. This one says a buck well spent. That's naughty. And then there was lots of these romantic, love thy neighbor. I don't know, a lot of romantic postcards there. Here's another one. Some sort of we are waiting for you. No idea. And then this one is some sort of German cover here. Deutscher Evangelischer Kirchentag, Berlin 1961, some sort of religious themed there with stamps there. So there's that one again. These were a quarter. A sheet of stamps of who knows what. Famous paintings here. Al Kuwain or something like that. So anyway, a little damage to it, but again, a quarter. I could have everything he had was something I probably would have wanted at some point there. The cheapest I can get around town is 50 cents for an item of these. And most people, have these in their glass cases. There's an 18-cent stamp. I either keep that in the display or spend it. Some more postcards here. We'll go through a little faster there. A 50-cent one here. So I have at least 50 cents, so I saved a quarter on that one. And more postcards of these. And two more here. Travel Certainly Broadens one. I don't remember that one, but I grabbed that one there. And God Bless Our Home with a very nice embossing on here. Really cool, that one there. And we have a few more things here. We're almost done. I mean, we're getting there. It does take a while. And then I think that's all the main stuff here. Now I got a box here, and I will open this on camera right now. We're already 14 minutes here. But this says 200 postcards for $30. That's 15 cents each, must buy whole box. And you know what? I decided, why don't I just get this and not even look at it? I didn't even look at it, and that was probably my mistake here. But we shall see what we have here. I could have a great deal here. We're already doing good here. We already have vintage postcards here. So we have some sort of church here in, where is that, Charleston? So if you're near Charleston, you might know where that is. Some sort of house here. And again, some of these look like they're unused. San Francisco Chinatown, I've had that postcard or one like it before. Some kid feeding the deer, and that's a postcard that I could still use today for if I ever went back to my California project to re-evaluate what cities that haven't gotten back to me. These are foreign postcards here. That's got somebody's address on here. This is from France or Italy, but I have no use for it, and some of these are just going to be like people's mail here. You know, these are continental, I believe, postcards is what they call them, and they have no value to me whatsoever. Here is this one here. Again, if you were selling these online, that would be, quote, a good deal, but, you know, vendors want to be under 15 cents. But still, you know, can't really beat that. Here's some sort of, wow, some sort of eruption of Lassen Peak or something like that. I don't know what this is. The something eruption, Lassen Peak, 1915. Isn't that crazy? So that's actually kind of a valuable postcard there. Unfortunately, it's got a rip on there, or it's got some extra paper that could be cleaned off. We won't go through all of these, but you know, some of these greeting ones here, those really have no value, and I'll probably be dumping some of those, or throwing them in care packages, or writing letters and notes on the back of them. Some of these are just, you know, here's a really nice Christmas one here, but it's got writing on the back of it. But back in the day, now this one is in pen, but a lot of people wrote in pencil, so I've been able to erase some of those. Let's go through these a little faster here. We'll just go do a sampling here. Yeah, so it looks like there's just about everything. I don't know where this is. Some sort of bridge somewhere. That's kind of cool. Columbia River Highway. That might be a $10 or $15 postcard if it's not, you know, a common one. Another one there with a border on it. Linen postcards of all kinds. A bunch of linen ones here. I'll have to keep this in this box until I know what to do with it. Some sort of lizard and lizard babies. That's what that looks like there. I don't really know. We're going to be at the 20-minute mark here relatively soon. People like old buildings here that probably no longer exist. A huge office building of some kind. This is the Fairmont Hotel in San Francisco. It could still be there, but you don't know. Let's skip through the waterfalls and the Christmas bells. Sometimes you'll find real photo postcards in here. Again, a lot of these look like early 20th century postcards in here. So that's a good little bit there. I would say this is probably a good lot here, but you have to take the good with the bad. You know, and I didn't get to cherry pick. You know, for what I wanted to do, I could have got, you know, more or less what I wanted out of the 25-cent pile. But it would have taken me another couple hours to do that, to even just plunk the $30 on here. He was busy. People were busy telling stories and not selling stuff at some point. So sometimes they missed a few customers. I had to kind of get his attention. But you know, the $30 is probably one of the bigger things that he sold. They were telling me, several people were saying that how hard it is to get rid of unused postage. I mean, seriously, they did not know how to get rid of unused postage in some cases, and they were still, people were bringing boxes to some of their stores or their shops or whatever, and they were paying, you know, even at a 25% of the value or whatever, they were still, you know, I don't know, people were still bringing in boxes and boxes of them. People are not realizing that these stamps have virtually no value other than putting on packages. So people are, you know, giving off, you know, sending stuff to the post office, not really, now this is cool. I'm looking... something, the Merry Widow, I don't know what that is. Something to do with railroads or something. I'm not sure what that is. A railroad lantern there. Here's some sort of state capital there. Or maybe it's the nation's capital. The address, I don't know. I'm not sure. Something to do with Massachusetts there. All kinds of buildings. People on a ski slope here. Go farther here. We're almost done here. Embossed Easter type card here. Probably Easter greetings or something. I don't really know what that one is there. And we got another bundle here. It doesn't look like, you know, 200 postcards, but I guess it is. You know, postcards stack up pretty quickly. That first box took me at least an hour to get through that. Here's some sort of boat from South and East Africa. That's neat. Again, you've got this one, here's a picture of somebody. I don't know. This could be a French postcard. I really don't know what that is. It says Carte Postale, so I'm not sure what that is or who that is. I can't see that right now. I'm looking for some other interesting. This is not particularly interesting and not particularly old. Some sort of relic there again. I'll just write a note. Dear so-and-so, this is an interesting postcard, but here's the reason I'm writing to you. Sort of thing. I'm not sure. Some sort of foreign postcard from Switzerland or Germany maybe. I really can't read any of that script there. It's ridiculous. Again, he may have researched some of these and find out that they have a, these all have ridiculously high prices on eBay. Go to eBay and look up postcards, and you'll see some of these types of things here are like $5, $10, and no one will ever buy them. I've discovered perpetual motion. I don't know what is going on there. The guy looking at that person's mouth, that's really creepy there. Got all kinds of writing on it from 1909 or something crazy on that. Again, a lot of this stuff dates to the early part of the 20th century. Bridges, buildings, landscapes, and there's hardly a modern postcard. I mean, this is one of the newer ones in there, and this probably dates back to the early 70s. Isn't that crazy? Another buildings. Not too many people ones in here. This is kind of cool. This is an older reproduction of some kind. The Wright aeroplane at Le Mans. That's neat. But this postcard is, I don't know when that postcard, it actually might be an old postcard. Again, it's really hard to tell with some of these. What have we got here? Some sort of, St. Patrick's Day one there, but it's got some damage to the bottom. Some sort of landscape there. There's another Frankel from Andres, I don't know, some guy named Frankel. Oh, this is a new one. This one has no value. I've actually used that postcard before, so it has no value. But to anybody else but me, I'll just use that as a letterhead or stationery, or send a request out there. Some sort of bulls or something there. Oh gosh, we're already at 20-some minutes, but I got more time on the camera here. Just want to give you a full overview of everything. May your Easter be happy, and that one was never used. I think I have 2 or 3 of those. Actually, I might have 4 or 5 of those. I don't know. There's a few more of those. Those, and a bright, happy Easter. Really cool. That might be a set. More linen postcards. I'm not a huge fan of linen ones, but those are 30s, 40s, 50s era type stuff there. So there's that one there. Almost done here. New York postcard here. That one was used back in the 1970s or the 1980s. So that will just be recycled more than likely, sadly. But it's got it's recent. That's the kind of things that are just somebody else's mail essentially. Nothing I want. Unless I had some other reason to save that. If I had like a New York binder or something like that, I could throw that in there and then cover up the backside there, and that would just be my New York binder, and that would be a perfect use for that. Geez, Mike using other things for purposes for his binder collections. Pictures of buildings, that's some postcard overseas. The overseas ones are usually some sort of glossy and have that kind of slightly different format. So, I mean, as good as this is, it's kind of at the same time, because lots of, Easter greetings and holiday greeting cards, some of them do well, but there's no Thanksgiving and there's no Halloween in there. That's what people want, that sort of thing. So that is my stamp shop, show haul there. There's probably a few other things I didn't show, but I really don't want to basically ruin myself. I've already, looks like I've overbought. I know I didn't buy enough TTM postage. I should have saved that $30 for stamps, but it gets boring buying stamps, you know what I mean? As fancy as some of these are, and they're going to go on letters, it gets boring, and I saved so much money on the first vendor, I figured, I might as well stop and just buy some fun stuff. So that's what you can expect at some sort of typical stamp show. These guys don't care, unless there's vendors that have everything individually priced and go by the book. Those are the ones you want to watch out for. But that guy just, just whatever, sort of thing, and they don't want to deal with it. They want it to be gone yesterday. These guys have garages and warehouses full of stuff. So that's all I can tell you, but thank you for watching.